Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, two-time best-selling author, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLC. Today we have an amazing special VIP guest. It's by the name of Clinton McCoy. A little bit about him. Clinton is a loving father, entrepreneur, master life and social media branding coach, and the author of The Reverse Effect, The 7 Life-Changing Principles, a step-by-step guide for personal transformation and manifesting your dreams into reality. His passions are learning, growing, and helping others break the chains of their past so they can unlock the doors to their future. His never-ending goal is to help people discover themselves and their true gift of inner greatness. Clinton McCoy overcame childhood trauma, juvenile delinquency, and years of self-destructive behavior by breaking chains of his past. He has devoted his life to helping others to discover their purpose and get the courage to pursue it. Clinton is a personal development and goal achievement expert with a passion for helping people unlock their potential. Drawing from personal and academic experience, Clinton has transformed his life on a personal, professional, and spiritual level. The last 16 years, Clinton has worked tirelessly on developing the tools that he has used in his transformation into a format that could be spread to others. Through these efforts was born the 7 reverse effects, the 7 life-changing principles were born. The reverse effect focused on what he names the 4 quadrants of well-being. Each quadrant represents a cornerstone of overall success and personal fulfillment. These quadrants are personal and relationship development, goal achievement, and health and wellness. His passion is to teach a masterful balance between these 4 quadrants that will help you unlock your potential and become the master of your circumstances. Today, Clinton is an accomplished personal development coach, marketer and brand builder, mentor, and successful businessman. He believes in giving back to the community through building his Chest for Change program, designed to help at-risk youth learn how to set goals and achieve them. He lives his life as proof that you create the life you want. Welcome to the table, Clinton McCoy.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you have such an amazing bio. So will you please tell the listening audience a little bit more about your amazing entrepreneur journey?
Okay, well, I've been an entrepreneur pretty much all my life, even times when I've had to be employed by others. But most of the time, I never viewed that employment as a place for me. I always looked at it as a tool to be able to help me fuel my entrepreneurial endeavors. There have been many ups and downs, but I must say they have been all more teachings than lessons learned. So I've learned a lot of lessons from the teachings of that experience.
Awesome. So, Clinton, let's talk more about your amazing bio and some of the things that you're passionate about. So I know that you're passionate about learning, growing, and helping others break the chains so they can unlock the doors to their future. So would you please share with the listening audience more about your passion?
Okay. Well, as you said, I know you said the passions a few times inside my bio because I am passionate about a few things. I think a lot of people miss out on the energy that they can get from having passions because they think you should only have one or one or two. I am passionate about a lot of things that allows me to do a lot of things on a professional level of excellence that I have no passion for. But learning, growing, and helping others are key cornerstones to that because that allows me to have personal enrichment, which is learning, which I think is key to growth and fulfillment. Also helping others, which gives me a self-transcending purpose. And that's a purpose that's usually bigger than what you are to allow you to be able to accomplish things that you might not think that you have the strength for. In growing, I don't believe in stagnation. I don't believe stagnation is healthy. So I believe as long as we're putting ourselves in a consistent state of growing, especially if it can happen outside the edges of our comfort zone, that we will always be able to find meaning and reason to keep moving forward, and also personal fulfillment.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Because I know you're all about, creating the life that you want, right? So,
yes.
And you have not only just passionate about it, but you have breaking the chains in many different areas of your life. So I want to commend you for not just talking about it, but actually going through the process and, reaching back and pulling forward to help other people.
Mm-hmm. Well, a wise teacher once said, you will know them by their fruits. So I like that a lot of the reasons that I do the things that I do, and I make them public, even things about that at one time I was ashamed about inside my past, which is no longer something that I'm ashamed about because it only exists for my service. I believe that we need to be able to not just talk the talk, but we need to be able to let our belief systems manifest themselves in the examples of our lives. So, yes, I'm very much, like I said, I believe you have to be the fruits of what you talk about.
Okay, awesome. Love that. So now I want to talk more about the personal development, the goal achievement. You're a personal development goal achievement expert. So what are some strategies that you use with your clients to help them unlock their potential?
Well, the first thing I like to do is I like to dissolve the illusion that keeps people small and help reveal the truth that shows how magnificent they are. A lot of people, they have these conditioned beliefs. I won't even say it's made up because a lot of times this stuff is generational. Well, people believe that they're just not worth it. They just do not truly, not even believe, because there's a difference between belief and knowing. When you believe something, this is basically saying that you really don't have the real evidence that you would like, but you can still go on belief. But when you know something, when you know you deserve more, is when you will not settle for less. A lot of these principles that I use for change is really, like I say, down to personal development, a lot of inner work first, so that we can start to manifest the external things that we want.
Awesome. So it's all about, because everything starts with the mindset, right? So once we get that right, go ahead.
Not exactly. I think a lot of people believe that everything starts with the mindset, but so in my book, and we'll get to that later, but mindset is, well, not just mindset, but that's my second life-changing principle. But before mindset has to be the perspective, because our perspective is the way that we view and interpret data or information around us. If we can have a go-getter, make it happen mindset, but if it's through a negative perspective, a victim's perspective, the limiting perspective, that same mindset is not going to take us far. So I believe perspective is a bigger key than our mindset.
Perspective. Awesome. Love that. Because everything does start with the perspective as well. Perspective.
Yeah, the way you interpret data,
Yes.
Somebody has a bad day with the same set of circumstances is great for someone else. So it's, the circumstances are what it is. It's usually people's viewpoint and interpretation of that really is the game changer.
Yep. So what are some strategies you would give the listeners to help them create the life they want to live? Good question.
Well, because I have a lot, but I definitely like to, you don't want to actually give steak sometime if someone is only, at applesauce level. But basic strategies that I would say, one is based on my 7 life-changing principles. I think you got to have some principles. I also believe in habit formation and the process, over shady overnight success schemes. And I definitely believe that one strategy you have to have is you have to try to get clear. You need clarity and you need alignment. Because if they say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, But if you start taking those first steps in the wrong direction, you know, you got a long way to go. So strategies, as I start with personal development strategies first, because you have to, if you can't learn to become the person you need to be to achieve a plan, it's unlikely you're going to be able to achieve that plan. I can't tell you, I can give you a plan to help you make six figures. But if you're a $20,000 a year person, how well is that plan going to work?
Right.
You know. So.
Love that. So let's talk about your amazing book, The Reverse Effect, The 7 Life-Changing Principles. So would you please tell us about your book and how we can purchase it and support your book?
Okay. Well, the book is based on my real-life journey of personal growth and overcoming a lot of obstacles, starting from as a child. It started out pretty good, kind of. And then I had some sexual and physical abuse, once at 5 and then in my 11th year. And then I kind of bottled that up when my dad came and got me and my brothers up until I was like 15 or 16. And then I ended up going to live with my mom. And my dad was a Marine, so he was able to keep certain behaviors under wraps. But once I got with my mom, and I went from pretty much a straight kid to instantly on the street. And all those feelings, dealing with people inside the street when you wasn't used to it, all those betrayals, people, you know, using you, you know, I just ended up snapping. So I went from not missing a day in school, except for if I had the pink eye or something, up until the end of my 8th grade year, to not making it out of the 9th grade when I went to live with my mom. So I was expelled from school, 9th grade, jails, drugs, gangs, you know, all the good stuff, all that, all the way up until I was 30, based on things from my past that I didn't resolve. And then I was hiding, and I thought I was hiding, but they was manifesting themselves in self-destructive behavior. That backstory and all the way through is laced through my book with, and then how I bring in the 7 life-changing principles. So in the front of the book, the front section of the book is based on the 7 life-changing principles, because I truly believe that you have to master yourself. If you can master yourself, there is rarely any set of circumstances that will be able to be your master. The middle part of the book starts to talk about goal setting, but practical, real goal setting. And then the middle to end part of the book talks about goal achievement, but using different techniques that helps people be able to understand how the brain works with it, and not just what I would say pie in the sky, oh, just think positive and things are going to turn out okay. Sometimes things are not okay, but it doesn't mean that you're still not in a positive situation, all right? What makes the situation positive is your ability to make corrections. And the last part of the book is actually a goal achievement manual, about the last 40 pages. And really this book is my personal development goal achievement program inside of a book with stories that are stories like us that we can relate to, you know. So paying off 3 child supports, going from 6 figures to working at Kentucky Fried Chicken, 3 years later, minimum wage, pushing the push lawnmower, you know, start using cocaine at 15 to getting sober at 30, and now I'm going on 17 years in May sobriety. Just, you know, so that's about the book. And the 7 life-changing principles, I didn't make them up, but I studied and read, and, you know, from the Bible to the Tao, to the I Ching, to all type of personal development books, trial and error on my own, 7 solid principles that I just feel, you know, in marketing, we're not supposed to say can help everyone. We're supposed to narrow it down to a market, then a niche and whatever. But these principles, I believe, can help a whole lot of people make big changes in their life if I have. And I have with different science.
So what are some of the 7 life-changing principles you that you would like to share with the audience tonight, Clinton?
Well, I can run right through them because I feel my book is a gift. Even though I do sell the book, a lot of the proceeds that I get from the purchases allows me to buy books to be able to send to incarcerated men and women or people that might, feel they can't afford a book. But the first life-changing principle is broaden your perspective. That's key. You have to broaden your perspective. You can't think from a 14th Street perspective. You can't think from a grandmother's perspective, traditional perspective, old, antiquated perspectives that no longer work today. You can't even think from great perspectives 2 years ago that's not effective now. So I always say broaden your perspective is one. Number two is not just mindset, but it's developing effective mindsets that align to the achievement of your goals. Because you can have all type of mindsets. And in the book, I actually break down 4, 2 from an author named Carol DeWitt, who actually supposedly coined the mindset phrase. I think she have a growth and fix, but I also have I added 2 more, which is, hold on, let me remember my own thing, a reactive and a proactive mindset. So that's number 2. Number 3 is self-acceptance. And before you can accept yourself, you have to figure out first who you are for you, not for whatever somebody else said you should be, not whatever type of woman, man, husband, wife, student, somebody else said you should be, if it's not working for you. So figure out who you are, accept yourself. That's number 3. Number 4 is self-forgiveness. Because usually a lot of times once we start accepting who we are, we have to forgive ourselves for believing all these myths that everybody else said we should be, how we should act, who we should hate, who we should love, who should be our friend, how we should vote, whatever. Also, what self-forgiveness gives us the ability to be able to forgive anything. Oftentimes people ask me, how did I forgive a lot of the things that happened to me in my past and also the mistakes that I've made? And in the book, I say simple saying, but it's more work than it sounds, as I just gave everything a blanket pardon. Everything in the past, you're free.
Yeah.
No closure. I don't need closure. I don't need any of that. Because I just refuse to be somewhere mad when somebody else not. I'm mad at somebody that probably don't even remember me.
Right.
No, I ain't doing that. So that's self-forgiveness, and then we have courage, because it takes courage to do a lot of these. To broaden your perspective, you're only supposed to read this book. And then when it takes courage, if that's what grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-great-grandfather, everybody else believes, but you decide to read another book that might contradict at least the teachings of other people about that. So it takes courage to look at yourself, develop certain mindsets, change what things that kept you comfortable, because sometimes we get comfortable in our fear. We get comfortable in our pain because it gave us a certain type of fuel to be able to move forward, but it's not the most effective fuel that we need to be able to blast off and get beyond light speed. All right. And after courage, then I have become an opportunist. And when I say become an opportunist, in the book I actually break down the word opportunist back to its original word. The way they use opportunist now has a negative connotation. But in its original, it's not. It's just one who creates favorable situations that align to the goals they want to achieve. That's it. So I said you need to learn to create your own circumstances, and that's one of the differences between what I believe in manifestation over just attraction. And the last one is understanding the power of purpose. And I also say purpose to me is an energy source. And a lot of people miss the power of purpose because they think it's this, that somebody's going to say, hey, Ashley, this is what you were called to do, and they sit around waiting on that. Instead of realize when they have a child and they have a purpose to get up and go work 2 jobs and cook and clean, they create that child as a purpose. When they have love, they create the love as a purpose. When they have fear, they create fear as a purpose. People create their own purposes all the time. When we learn how to create purposes that align to what we want to achieve through clarity and alignment, combining these 7 principles is not just a game changer. It allows you to be able to create the game that you want to play. And that's the 7 life-changing principles in a nutshell. Of course, I break them all the way down inside the book, and I give instances throughout my life on how things was happening before, what was happening during the development and understanding of that purpose, and how I then use this principle to be able to appear as I am to people today.
Amazing. So, listeners, please reach out to Clint and order his book, The Reverse Effect of 7 Life-Changing Principles. Please reach out and connect with him. It's an amazing book. Clint, so let's talk more about your Chess for Change program. Tell us more about that.
Okay, well, my Chess for Change program is a program that I started because chess is a good game, but not just from a fun perspective. It helps to be able to do certain cognitive development. Because one thing is I'm not about the woo-woo. You know, I like empirical evidence. I like to be able to measure. So chess allows me to be able to help develop certain skill sets that I think our youth are missing. Like one is delayed gratification. One is cost-to-benefit ratio analysis. Also, one is strategic thinking, and not just about your move, but also what an opponent might be able to do. You know, so I use the Chess for Change as a median to be able to teach my goal achievement process to inner city kids. And I did that starting in the projects, and then I moved to a private school, and then I went back to the projects again. But this was before I moved to Atlanta, and I'm definitely looking forward to starting it again. But that's what my Chess for Change is being able to, one of the questions I ask when I go into the programs with the kids, as I ask the kids, who all think they're special? Everybody raises their hand, right? When I say, name something that makes you special. Well, I play football. I run track. I dance. I play video games. Well, if everybody else in here said that, you know, and I know this might be harsh hearing to some people, but we tell our kids that they're special, but we don't teach them things that actually makes them special. And that they will be confronted with that lie very soon as they start to enter early adulthood, where everybody's not going to love you just for being you. So, yeah, that's my Chess for Change program. That's what I use it for.
Well, I want to commend you for doing that for our kids, because they definitely need that and giving back and reaching back and pulling forward. So definitely would like to commend you for creating that space and that program for our kids. So I asked all of my guests, you know, on the show, how did you create your seat at the table?
Purpose, faith, effort, consistency, clarity, and alignment. It definitely took faith, because I myself couldn't envision myself being where I'm at today or the person that I am today. When God revealed this to me, I laughed. So when other people don't believe me when I say I'm going to do certain things, when they used to have a lot of non-believers, I get it why they laugh, because I laugh too. You know, but those are the things that I believe allows me to create, you know, not even just my seat at the table. I created a table. So,
Love it. Got to create what you want. If nobody doesn't give you a seat, build your own your own table. Love that.
Own your own table.
Yes. So we all have a process plan that we all have to go through on our journey. So what did failure teach you?
Failure taught me that failure is a myth. It's not a real thing. Well, it is a real thing, just like anything someone else believes is a real thing, but for me it's not. That's what it taught me. There's no failure. There's lessons to be learned. We don't know enough about the grand scheme of things to know what's the failure or what's the win, in my opinion. The thing that we think was good luck for us today could be the death of your goals and dreams in 2 years. The thing that you think hurt you today could be the thing that actually frees you 6 months from now. So, so that's what failure taught me, that it's not a real thing.
Okay. So failure taught you that it was not a real thing. Well, what did success teach you?
I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
I have big aspirations, And I don't even have enough lifetime to do it. And this is one of the reasons why I've created a team, and I want to create a bigger team. And I also remove time as a real barrier so that I can get the things to start to really do. Ask me that in about 45 years.
Okay. Okay.
So that's one of my goals, is to live a healthy 90+.
Okay. We can ask you that in another. Yep. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what can we expect from you the rest of 2019, Clint? I know you've already tackled quarter one. We're in quarter two now. So, what else can we expect from you the rest of 2019?
Oh man, I got right now. I'm on a social media sabbatical, except for the clients that I work with on their platforms, because I do social media, personal branding, and strategy as well. I believe if you want to have multiple streams of income, you have to do multiple things. So all these people that think like just do one thing, that's fine, but don't expect multiple streams of income from it. But I have my non-for-profit Ex-Offenders of Excellence. I'm just waiting for the paperwork to finish up. Hopefully that will be up and ready by the end of this month. That's another reason I'm taking a step back from my personal social media so I can generate efforts into that. I'm just also I'm bringing in some financial component that I want to be a mainstay to my non-for-profit, because I definitely believe life-changing principles are definitely great, but we have a lot of financial literacy. And I think that definitely fuels our young black men, being able to make it easier to go to prison or do things that align to prison. Mm-hmm. My Diverse Styles Marketing Group, I'm definitely bringing that to the next level. And, that's for 2019 is really just leveling up 2 or 3 more levels.
I love it. Love it. Love it. I can't wait to see all the great things that God is going to continue to do in your life. So I wish you many blessings on the rest of your journey. So would you please tell our listeners how they can follow you, reach you, book you, and purchase your services?
Okay. Well, one thing, as you know already, is I believe in personal branding and not branding my business, because I'm my business. And when I'm aligned with my business, there's going to be a certain level of greatness, a standard that I have, whether it's my passion or not. So everyone, with that being said, could be reached on multiple platforms at Clinton M. McCoy. So my website, which is right now I'm currently trying to drive more traffic to the website, so that's www.clintonmmccoy. Also, my Facebook is Clinton M. McCoy, Instagram, Clinton M. McCoy, YouTube, Clinton M. McCoy. And for my book, I like for people to purchase my book from my website, where they can go on my website, click Get My Book, actually read a couple Amazon reviews, and I will ship them the book signed, shipping on me. So, everywhere is Clinton M. McCoy. You can just find me there.
So please follow and support Clinton. He's pretty amazing. Clinton, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule for getting on the call tonight in a whole other state. You're in Miami right now. So thank you for taking time out, and I look forward to bringing you back before the end of the year.
Oh, well, thank you. That would be great.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you again for coming to the table tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to be able to lend my voice to your listeners. Mm-hmm. I believe when you have clarity and you're aligned, that there's no accident. So I know this is going to help someone. Oh, one more thing. I also have my course, which is how to gain clarity and become 3 times as productive in less than 30 days. And I have it for $50. It's $50 off, so it's currently for $47 because I just released it for the first 20 people. And the course, of course, has 2 ebooks, multiple videos. It's based on a planner that I created to help me gain clarity. And I have a video training for about 40 minutes where I actually go through each step of the planner, and I use my formula to help people gain clarity and become productive. And they can now use that same format to work on their own or even get me to help them. Thank you.
I love that. And you said you're giving out to the first 20 people, correct?
The first 20 people on my website, as soon as the website comes up, there's a couple places on the website where you can purchase, but as soon as it comes up, it says save $50 on how to gain clarity and become 3 times productive. I have some free content on there, too, that people register on the Think Of It platform.
So listeners, please go visit Clinton's platform and his website and definitely get involved. Get involved. He has some amazing programs, has an amazing book, and he's an amazing person overall. So thank you again, Clinton, for taking the time out again to come on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. I would like to give a special thanks to 2 of my mentors, Tammy Collins-Marquis and John Schamberger. I would also like to give a special thanks to Dr. Larry White Sr. and Author Kimberly McLemore. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.